Hi guys, R Comics here. Welcome to my asset tutorial. Just one thing to note, I'm not an artist, I'm an animator. So, not the best artist. I recommend you ask an artist. I'm also quite a beginner to digital art. Today I'll show you how to use 3 different types of shadings, or at least the ones I use. I know there is likely lots more. This is just the simple stuff. I will do an art request stream when I get that working, basically. Anyways, it's time to get asset designing. First of all, type 1. This is the shade I normally use for most of my assets. So we're going to be using my OC, I guess, stick. So for pen, I use felt tip pen, soft, and normally colour, I do opacity when I'm shading, but I would honestly recommend just making a darker colour. It works way better and there's no glitches like there would be in opacity. Say you're doing fill, that sometimes basically messes it up. So we're going to do brown, the colour of stick, and I have it basically in my recent used colours because I make stick a lot. So first of all, you're going to go on to the hand shape tool and you're going to make a square, a rectangle basically. And what I've done here is I haven't put autofill on, and autofill with this colour, so because then we don't have to fill it as well. That's just extra stuff. Why would we do that? And now we've got stick space asset. Now we're going to go on to this positioning to position it. Now we're going to create 2 more frames. We'll put this in the middle frame, the bottom frame will be background, and the top frame will be shading. Okay, now let's get on to shading. First thing we're going to do when we're shading is clip it, which means if we basically draw it across, nothing will happen. It won't go into the background. So we'll just stay on stick, not off stick. This is easy to basically keep track of how you're shading and not have to erase stuff later. Anyways, let's use Bezier curve. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. It's just, I would say use this or the brush tool just to make a simple line, but normally half diagonal across the bottom kind of side. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that isn't auto-filled, so nothing happens like that. As you can see, if I click fill on it, it won't work. I don't know exactly why this is, but if you then basically unclip it, and then it will basically do that, you can fill it, and then you can clip it again. So that's how it works. This is the first type of shading. Thank you. Now, obviously, we're going to have to save this to our gallery in basically a second. Okay, so yeah, that's the first type of shading. Then click save, and basically back to my gallery, and it'll automatically save. If you want to save the image, you can save it to your device. There you go. Okay, now for the second type. If you want to know these are the dimensions I use or the settings I have, I'm pretty sure most of them are just the basic settings. I don't really get into that eccentric stuff. I just basically have simple stuff. I'm just making assets. I don't end up using all that space anyways, so why get high dimensions? I'm fine with this. So this is what I use. It's basically basic. And now we're going to do the second type of this. So we're going to create stick again using the same tool. We're going to make sure airbrush is off, which I used before. Make sure that's off when you first create the asset, and then automatically fill. If you turn fill off, make sure to keep fill current colour because it's very useful to have sometimes. And we're going to do the same thing we did on the last one and create 2 more frames, put it in the middle frame. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do it a bit differently now. I don't know why IBIS has so much, ads. It just does, especially for the brushes. So we're just going to get the airbrush again. And as you can see, it doesn't basically clip, so we need to clip it. And now we need to go to off, and now we're going to start basically trying to mess around with it and put it where we want it to go. First of all, we're going to make it darker. I normally do about 18 if it's 36, basically around half, I would say. Unless you have a really deep colour, then you don't want it to be even deeper. That could be really bad. So make sure the deeper it is, the lower the difference, basically. So yeah, we've made it darker. And then we're going to make a lighter version as well, which we're going to use for the middle part. The middle part will be the lightest, and the edges will be the darkest. Okay, now let's get on to drawing this. We'll draw one line down the middle, and we're going to keep working on that over and over again with the airbrush. Then, after that, we are going to get the darker colour, and we are going to fill it around the edges. Now, I'm not going to talk for this bit, I'll just let you watch.
The points are gone, we are free of them now, but we look on to the moment that we see the next slice of cake, a step closer to the prize brought on by Cake and Steak.
Okay, now we're going to get, well, a kind of mid-light shade to put in between as like a transition. So I'm going to try and put that in there, and then once that's finished, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, mostly for that part, I think we've finished. So now we're going to use a different tool than the brush, and that's going to have to be blur. Blur, we're going to rub across the entire thing, and it just basically fades colours nicely, and there you go, you got your shaded image. That's how to make the second type of shading, and so once we've done blurring, we can save the image. Okay, that's the second type. Thanks for viewing. Oh yeah, this is how you save, by the way. You can pick which type of image you want. Click OK, and it will save it to your device. Like say photos on Apple, photos on Android, or if you have like a Mac or something, it will save to there. There you go. Okay, it's our third and final shading type. So we're going to do exactly what we did before. It seems I have airbrush on again, so I'm going to make sure to turn that off right after I set the colour. Okay, set the colour, airbrush set to the felt tip. Now we're gonna go and make stick again, one last time, and boom. Now, the last type of shading I would say is like the least to notice, basically. It's very light shading. It's basically barely around the edges with a really light airbrush, just so you can get the idea. We're going to do our framework again with our layers, and then we're going to go down and start working this. We're just going to use airbrush, and we're going to simply just go around the edges and make a nice shade. As you can see right now, I'm using square tool, but as you can see, this doesn't let you customize it as well. So we're going to turn off the shape tool, allowing us to basically do what we want with it. So then we're going to start doing that. Oh no, it seems that I have put airbrush on. Make sure you always remember to do that. I never add, but yeah, put on airbrush. There you go. And boom, you're basically finished. Now you can just watch him go around the edges. I don't know why it takes me so long. Okay, I'm just going to sit in silence for like the next 5 minutes. Bye-bye. I wonder if I added music here. I don't know. Tell me after in the comments, I guess. Okay, I guess I believe I'm finished. That's the last one. Thanks for watching. Bye.